2014 report by UNESCO found that more than 780 million adults around the world could neither read nor write. That's 1 out of every 10 people, with more than half of that figure comprised by women. Although literacy has always been vital within most societies, the modern focus on technology over manual labor has left few options available to those who never learned to read or write. So what are the world's most illiterate countries? Well, first of all, it's important to note that not all illiteracy is the same. Some people are unable to read or write at all in any language. Others are able to construct and read simple sentences, but are unable to deal with everyday literacy beyond a basic, limited vocabulary. This is known as functional illiteracy and is considerably more prevalent. In the US alone, 30 million adults are functionally illiterate, meaning they cannot read above the level of a 10-year-old. Another 60 million have below average literacy rates and are unable to understand a basic newspaper. And there are severe correlations between illiteracy and success. The Department of Justice notes that the link between academic failure and delinquency, violence, and crime is welded to reading failure. Nearly 3/4 of U.S. prisoners are functionally illiterate. But around the world, true illiteracy is an endemic problem. 75% of illiterate adults can be found in just 10 countries. However, within those large countries, illiterates make up a smaller percentage than in countries with more severe generational poverty. In at least a dozen countries, primarily in sub-Saharan Africa, more than half of the population is truly illiterate. South Sudan is currently the most illiterate country in the world, with barely 1 in 4 people able to read at all. In fact, nearly 3/4 of South Sudanese children have never even stepped foot in a classroom. Of those that do attend primary school, fewer than 10% finish. Literacy is vital to a country's success, primarily because of its effect on human capital, or how much economic output a person can achieve. Those who are illiterate are severely disadvantaged. Illiterate people are much harder to train for jobs, and they have more difficulty finding healthcare options and social services. On the other hand, nations with high literacy rates have been found to directly correlate with modernization, development, and economic growth. But for many, illiteracy is a self-perpetuating cycle. In impoverished countries, residents must focus the majority of their attention on survival and how to feed, shelter, and clothe themselves and their families. Although education is a vital tool, few have the available resources, ability, or time to learn how to read and write. Countries with low literacy rates, like Somalia or Afghanistan, are often underdeveloped with extremely high maternal mortality rates. And across the board, women are further disenfranchised, with 2/3 of illiterate adults around the world comprised of women. Although literacy rates are rising overall, in part thanks to initiatives like UNESCO's Literacy Initiative for Empowerment, education is still scarce in areas like South and West Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa.